Live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the MetsXMFanZone Live Podcast, home of your everything New York Mets. If you guys love our shows, you guys can always tweet, like, and subscribe because we always give you all of my game reactions before game time, and also you could be able to see our shows after our live stream. So if you guys would like to check that out, you guys can do so by going to MetsXMFanZone.com. We give you the best Mets game news around the whole internet. All right, so we got some great news. We got the Mets versus the Pittsburgh Pirates in today's matchup. Game does start at 7:10. We got Jared Jones on for Pittsburgh, and we got Jose Quintana for the New York Mets. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of the lineup card, and then we're going to tell you guys a little bit of our information that we got for you guys in today's game. Now, if you are going to be betting in today's game, you can use the promo code MetsXMFanZone. If you are a first-time FanDuel, you will get a $5 free bonus play on us when you bet on the New York Mets. If you bet against the New York Mets, it's still the same thing. So you'll be able to get your $5 free bonus when you become a first-time user on FanDuel. I know I'm promoting gambling. Try not to. But they give us the promo where we can use our promo code MetsXMFanZone if you are a new time member on FanDuel. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of my projection in today's matchup. So we got a really good game because we got two really good pitchers on the mound. Now, yesterday we had a really good pitching duel yesterday with Adrian Hauser, and I was actually pretty surprised on what I was able to see out of him in yesterday's game. Looked really good, but I want to see what Jose Quintana could do in today's game because, again, we have some really good pitchers. We got a 1.98 ERA within the last 10 games, and which is very impressive because the Mets are number 2 in Major League Baseball in regards to starting rotation. The back end of the rotation looks really good, too, because it gives that you got Drew Smith that's really pitching red hot right now. Then you have Edwin Diaz also pitching red hot. And, that bullpen looked honestly, really good. And Jose Lopez also pitching really good, too. So, that back end of that rotation is looking really, really good right now. And, and they're like number 5 in all of Major League Baseball in the bullpen. So we're able to see some really good things coming out of that bullpen. But, Jose Quintana is 1-1. He's got a ERA of 3.45 ERA. So what are we going to see in today's matchup? I really want to see Jose Quintana really execute that slider. Slider is probably one of my favorite pitches. When I was a pitcher, that was one of my favorite pitches was the slider. And I loved the two-seam fastball. Those were two pitches that I really did execute very well when I was a pitcher. So executing really good sliders and fastballs really means the whole part of the game. And one thing I really like in seeing what Quintana could do is he attacks outside of the strike zone, which I really like. He does it very high on that 10 percentile. And if you're looking where his hot zone is and where his cold zones are very inside the plate on batters. He likes to go outside very often, down and out. And, he does very good with 2-2 counts. So, what am I going to see out of him in today's matchup? They have it projected to be at 4.5. I'm going to give you guys an alternative spread at 6.5. I do think that he'll definitely execute 6+ strikeouts. Again, they have it at 4.5. I'm going to give an alternative spread and giving it at 6.5. I do think that Quintana is going to have really good matchups again today because we got a lot of right-handed batters. I think he executes very well against right-handed batters. Not so much lefties. His ERA against lefties is a 4.33. Against righties, he has a 2.85 ERA, and he has a little bit more strikeouts in his repertoire at 28. Last year, he did very good against righties, even though this year we're starting to see him go a little bit better on lefties than he is on righties. But if he could really attack the zone outside, I want to see him execute and bring that, alternative route and going lefty, righty, going attack in the zone, go out of the zone. And if he could do that, I think he could be very successful in those pitches. Now, let's head over to Pittsburgh. What are we going to see in Jared Jones? Now, Jared Jones is a guy that loves attacking hitters very early. He attacks them with the fastball. Met players right now are executing those fastballs very effectively. I'm liking on what I'm seeing in regards to players like Brandon Nimmo attacking it very late, which is okay because, again, him attacking very early into counts. I think Brandon Nimmo, you're going to see him get on base and also get with walks. I think Brandon Nimmo will definitely, you'll see that in his repertoire in today's game. Now, we're going to see Lindor being dropped down in the lineup. Lindor's dropped down to number 3. Why? Because the pressure load will come off him a little bit. And I think that with having Marte there into that second spot, you have that platoon and lefty-righty sort of hitters. Really does become very effective in Mets lineups. With Brandon Nimmo and Marte together, the ERA is at 6.27 ERA, the most lefty-righty in Major League Baseball. I think that's going to be very challenged in today because Jared Jones does like to execute the strike zone very early, again, like I said. So I do see big challenges in that aspect because right now Marte is not hitting the ball very well. So I want to see what Marte lay off a couple of pitches. If he could do that and get on, then we could see a little bit more lefty-righty sort of situations when you have Lindor coming up at the plate because he is a switch hitter, and we can see on where Lindor is going to go with Jared Jones. So I do think that having those 3 guys there could be very effective, and the Mets could, get some hits, get some runs when you have Pete Alonso coming up on the 4th spot. So, and again, in regards to the 3 guys, I think that, again, how effective it comes in today's game is attacking it a little bit later for Met hitters. But again, Jared Jones likes to attack it very early and going with the curveball and the forcing fastball, which he does like to throw in 2-2 situations, and attacking it. I want to see on what these 3 boys can do in the lineup. Now, in regards to the lineup, let's give you the lineups. But before we do so, if you guys would like to see today's game, we are giving you the Mets versus the Pittsburgh Pirates at 7:10 on our website at MetsXMFanZone.org. Now, you're wondering, what's MetsXMFanZone.org? MetsXMFanZone.org is the most alternative way of seeing your Met live streams. If you are under a budget, and if you're at a budget, and if you don't know where you are in regards to budget-wise, and if you want to see your Mets, and you can't get it because you're blocked out, Fubo TV's gone from S&Y, you are stuck in where you want to be because there's no, a lot of people need to get TV providers. MetsXMFanZone.org is the place to be. We give you no TV providers. We give you no ads, no pop-ups. We are the number one